Welcome back, my loves. It's the holiday, and guess what? I have the perfect treat for you and your guests. Today, we're going to be making a loaded mashed potato breakfast casserole. Let's get it. All right. First thing I want to mention is my cast iron skillet is nice and warm, ready to go. I went ahead and I started boiling the potatoes in the back. In order to cook the potatoes, you want to cube those potatoes, and you're going to boil them for about 20 minutes until they're fork tender. Once they're done, you're going to drain it off. Of course, when I prepare the potatoes, as far as like adding the different ingredients, I'm going to show you that part. First thing we're going to do is add a small drizzle of oil to our pan, followed by breakfast sausage. All right, let's get it in there. Take the paper off. Now here's the thing, what I like about breakfast sausage, right? If you notice, I don't know if you can see right here, but we didn't pull out a lot of ingredients, and that's simple. That's because breakfast sausage, it already comes, I don't want to say prepared, but it already comes seasoned. You have the fennel in the breakfast sausage. You also have paprika, salt, ground black pepper, and it depends also on the brand that you pick up, but more than likely the sausage is going to be perfectly seasoned. This is somewhat of the Italian sweet sausage, so later on you're going to see me add some crushed chili peppers to kind of spice things up. And if you don't want to add that, you don't have to. But like I said, this breakfast sausage is going to be tasty, and it's going to be definitely complimentary to our casserole. Our breakfast sausage is perfectly brown and ready to go. So with that being said, as promised, I'm going to add a small amount of chili flakes just to heat things up a bit around here. I'm also going to add some of my all-purpose chicken seasoning. Even though it says chicken, is great on everything, including not only poultry but veggies and beef, seafood, you name it. I went ahead and added some of that to step the flavors up. Let's combine it really good. Once we're finished, we're going to turn the stovetop off, and we are going to add our breakfast sausage to a reserved bowl. Once we're done, we're going to set it aside. Because we're all about flavor around here, I'm not going to rinse the pan out. I'm going to keep those sausage flavors locked into the pan, all right? But in the meanwhile, I have about 6 to 7 eggs in this bowl. Let's add some salt and ground black pepper. This is just salt and ground black pepper. Add a good pinch. All right, and once we're done, we're gonna beat our eggs up. When you beat the eggs, be sure to beat it lightly because your end result is gonna be fluffy. And I think we all love fluffy eggs around here. All right, small drizzle of oil once again. We're gonna add some butter because we are making eggs, and we love our eggs to be flavorful. All right, once the butter is melted, let's add our eggs. Perfect. I don't know about you, but I like to scrape everything out of the bowl. What we're doing is so simple. We're just, as the eggs settle towards the side of the pan, we're just pushing it in the middle. That's all. And that's going to ensure that our eggs come out nice and fluffy. If it sticks a little bit to the bottom of the pan, that's totally okay. No problem whatsoever. As long as you get the majority out of the pan when you're ready for it, that's all that matters. I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove top off because this is a cast iron skillet and it's going to remain hot for quite some time. And that just means these eggs are going to continue cooking. Even when we remove it and set it to the side, they're still going to continue cooking. Okay, nice and soft. So our perfectly cooked potatoes, I'm gonna go ahead and mash them up. And once the potatoes are fork tender and they're perfectly cooked, as you can see, there's no resistance when it comes to mashing the potatoes. The good thing I love about potatoes, right? You know how, for instance, like if you're parboiling potatoes, it's only like 6 to 8 minutes. You have to be very strict and strategic about it. Well, when making mashed potatoes, let's say you have to make maybe, a quick run, maybe you're cleaning the house or something, and you don't get to turn it off in that 20-minute time frame. It's still okay, even if it boils for 30 minutes, because at the end of the day, you're mashing it anyway, regardless, right? So that's what I appreciate about mashed potatoes. It's more like a foolproof type recipe. Let's add some butter. Can't have mashed potatoes without butter while it's still hot. We're gonna add some salt, ground black pepper. We're gonna keep it simple today, nothing crazy, all right? Now, if you wanna step the game up and add, like, let's say maybe some bacon bits, you definitely can. I'm also gonna add some cream cheese as well for a nice smooth creamy texture. And of course it's gonna give us some enhanced flavor as well. Potatoes are nice and hot, so we should have no problem melting the butter. I'm gonna add the splash of heavy cream once the butter breaks down. When it comes to adding any type of liquid to the potatoes, you want to start small. You can always go back and adjust, but don't add too much in the beginning because you're going to have a mashy, runny, mushy mess. Last and final step, we're going to be grating our cheese. Now here's the thing, if you want to grab a package of prepackaged cheese, you definitely can, but I just want to let you know that that cheese consists of a lot of anti-caking factors. Sometimes they use something called calcium sulfate or even potato starch, or get this, cellulose, which is wood pulp, and those are just basically anti-caking factors that allows the cheese not to clump. Now here's the thing, if you're grating your fresh cheese, it has no type of factors on it, no type of anti-caking anything, so therefore it's going to melt much smoother, creamier, and richer. I also want my casserole to have a nice creamy smooth finish, not to mention a nice somewhat of a smoky element. So I'm gonna grate some smoked Gouda, and I think that would be like the perfect match. First thing we're gonna add to our casserole dish, because we don't want any of this goodness, right? All of our hard work sticking to the bottom of the casserole dish. We are gonna add some non-stick cooking spray. If you don't have any of this stuff, then you can always use, like, maybe let's say some butter and go around the casserole dish like grandma used to do. Or just get a little bit of oil, get a paper towel and rub it around as well. That would work perfectly fine. We're gonna go in with our first scoop of mash. Look at that, gorgeous. Oh, this is, ooh, it smells amazing. It smells so buttery and delightful. All right, we're gonna take the back of that spatula and we're gonna smooth it on out. Make sure everything is sitting flat in the bottom of the dish, of course. Make sure you get it up in the corners as well. All right, once everything seems to be leveled out, we are gonna go in with, believe it or not, our breakfast sausage. Let's just get this off. No potato goes to waste around here. Smooth that out as well. Oh. Let's take it all in. This is gonna be something. Ooh-wee. Once again, make sure the sausage is distributed all over. Every little crevice has sausage, because when you cut into it, you want to not only see it visibly, but you want to also taste it. That's the main important thing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add our eggs. You know, for this, I'm going to use my fingers for the eggs. They've cooled down, and besides, I want to kind of like break it up a little bit more anyway. I don't know about you, but my mouth is salivating. I am ready. Make sure the eggs are distributed evenly as well. Let's add some of our cheese. If you want to add more than one type of cheese, you definitely can. If you want to stick with just adding one cheese, you could do that as well. Take your fingers and comb through the cheese. Make sure it's spread evenly onto the casserole. Once you're done, you're gonna preheat that oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're gonna place it in there uncovered and allow the casserole to bake for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the cheese is nice and bubbly and you have those nice, beautiful, crispy edges on the corners that we appreciate so much. After about 30 minutes in the oven and about 10 to 15 minutes to cool down, it's time for us to dig in. All right, I'm gonna take my spatula and we're gonna see if all of that hard work paid off, okay? And from the looks of things, it did. Woo, this is good. Yes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Check it on out, my loves. This is gorgeous. All right. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of hot sauce to this off camera, but for now, let's go. Let's eat. You're gonna make this for the holidays, right? Word of advice: if you want to be a cut above the rest this holiday season and you want to impress your family and friends and whomever else, including yourself, definitely make this dish. That's the thing, I'm getting a lot of questions. Tammy, where's your recipes? I want to make them, especially for the holidays. Here's what you're gonna do. Below the video, you're gonna scroll just a little bit, right? Downward. You're gonna see the word more. It's gonna be in bold lettering, but in, not caps, but it's gonna be in small lettering. Click on more, and I promise you a drop-down box is gonna open up, and the recipe with full ingredients and details is gonna be displayed. And that's about it, my loves. As always, I'm your girl Cooking with Tammy. Definitely give this holiday breakfast casserole a try because boy is it worth it. And I catch you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.